Hey, San Diego Health Nut here, and we are talking about carbon footprints and how we can reduce our footprint. I'm here in beautiful University Heights, one of my favorite neighborhoods in San Diego. We're going to meet one of my friends who is doing an awesome job making his life more sustainable. Hey, how's it going? San Diego Health Nut here. We want to interview you because we've heard great things about what you're doing in your home.
Thank you, thank you. Well, welcome. My name is Brennan, and that's Brady, the dog, the lab, who's going to probably follow us around.
Now, is there anything that you want to talk about or point out in the front yard, or is it mostly in the backyard?
Well, I think if we're really starting in the front yard, some things you'll notice is that we've limited the amount of turf that we have to a pretty small area, and then we use lots of mulch to conserve water, and all of our plants up here are drought tolerant. So the other thing that's just pretty sustainable that people don't think of is that we're living in a house that's almost 100 years old. So instead of building new construction, we're using what we already have. And that has a huge part for sustainability as well. Well,
do you want to start in the corner here, and then we can move our way around?
Yeah, the outside of our house is the first thing that we started working on. We've been here for just about a year. And one of the first things, we used to live in a condo, one of the first things we wanted to do when we got our own house was to have a garden and to start growing vegetables. So it's sort of the whole farm to table, but it's your backyard farm to table. We actually have some Brussels sprouts that are going off, and then hopefully we'll get some carrots, because that's within the rest of these containers. We also have a little strawberry plant, and then that's like a chive. If we start with seeds, we'll just put them in these things, get them going, and then we'll move them to the raised bed over here.
All right. Let's get into the bed together, but not really, because he's got a partner.
So it doesn't look like much. It's only about 4 feet by 8 feet, but actually in this raised bed here, this planter box, we can grow a lot of vegetables that for 2 people really is all we need. One of the neat things we do, we have a couple groups of friends that also are growing things in their own backyard. It's this whole urban homesteading movement. So we have a little co-op. So we're growing some certain vegetables, and our friends are growing different vegetables. And then we just, once a month we'll get together, have a good meal, and sort of swap vegetables. So this is our winter crop, so it's very leafy. So one of the biggest things we're having success with is this kale. And kale, well, you probably know more than me, but it's this new kind of super food.
It's one of the healthiest, it's the highest in antioxidants, the highest on the Andes score of any vegetable, so that's a good choice.
It's really good. And we'll saute it up and really throw it in pretty much anything. We also have some carrots. These are the little ones here. That also grew from seeds, so they're actually doing pretty well. We have Swiss chard, and then we have some asparagus plants. That's the first time we're trying to grow asparagus, so it's a bit of an adventure when you're trying to grow things for the first time.
Now, help me get a sense of how much food someone would need to grow to be completely sustainable and off the food grid, so to speak. You have 2 planters, and there's 2 people living here, you and your partner.
Well, I think if we had maybe 2 more, we would be doing pretty well. Only certain things like to grow here, so you'd have to be selective of what you're eating. It's not like going to the grocery store, which of course they import things from all over the world. But if you had 3 of these, you wouldn't be making many trips to the grocery store. And what we figure is that you can grow stuff in your backyard, and when you need more vegetables, go to the farmer's market. That's another way of being sustainable.
Really good tip. All right, so we've got our vegetables covered here. How about some fruit?
Yeah, let's go over to the side of the house.
And you've got the xeriscape going here to minimize water with all the rocks. I love that.
And again, we didn't want to put turf over here because, we would never really use it. It'd be a waste of water. So we just covered it with some rocks, and we have a bunch of dwarf fruit trees. But over here, we actually have a 130-gallon rain barrel. So this collects rainwater from about half of our roof, so about 400 square feet. And we use this rainwater to mainly water our fruit trees. So water is really a rare commodity down here in San Diego. We import most of it from very, very far away. So this is just one easy way that we're making the most beneficial use of the rain. It also helps lower your water bills a lot.
Awesome.
So that's the rain barrel. And then these are our 3 dwarf fruit trees. The great thing about dwarf fruit trees is that, just like they sound, they don't get very big. So again, for 2 people, we don't need these huge fruit trees that are almost overproducing all this fruit. We just need just the right amount of fruit. So we have an avocado tree here that looks like it's ready to start blooming, so that would be pretty exciting. We have a lime tree and a lemon tree.
And you had told me the other day that the city is actually passing new laws so urban homesteaders can have their own chickens.
Yeah, so the city of San Diego is actually trying to promote this. So they have redefined some of their ordinances and codes so that people living in more urban environments like that can have chickens and those types of things. They also are really supportive of community gardens. So I won't be surprised over the next couple of years, for people who maybe don't have a yard at all, there's going to be more opportunities to have a little plot in a community garden so everyone can be a farmer.
Now, how long have you been a urban homesteader?
Well, I'm definitely no expert. I definitely would say I'm a beginner. But it's been about a year since we moved in. That was, again, one of the first things we wanted to do was work on the exterior part of our house. And this was just a natural fit.
And so what advice would you give to people who are watching this who are getting started for the first time, or maybe so they can avoid any mistakes that you made early on?
The best thing you can do is look up on the internet for a local nursery. Because you can go to a local nursery and they'll tell you all the information you'll need to know about what your soil type is, what plants grow best, what type of nutrients you might have to add to your soil, how much water you'll have to use, and that can save a lot of hassle. So seek out knowledge first through others. That's the best tip.
For San Diego area, is there a certain website that you like to refer to?
Well, there's actually around here in City Heights, there's a nursery called City Farmers Nursery.
Actually, let me cut you off there, because whatever that link is, you're going to have to go to SanDiegoHealthNut.com to get it. He's going to give it to me personally because we got that kind of relationship. So you're going to have to go there, and that's all you're going to get to know. So this is San Diego Health Nut with Brendan, the expert, or at least in my circle of friends, on urban homesteading. Now you're the expert, all right?
I'll take it.
All right, among San Diego Health Nuts. And we look forward to seeing you next time. Leave a comment to this video or blog post and let us know what kind of things you're doing, and we can all share ideas and get a little bit greener and reduce our footprint together.